Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to welcome you to today's presentation. Our topic is the unspoken language of love. What if the way a man behaves in bed could reveal his deepest feelings more than any words ever could? Today, we'll explore how nonverbal cues and actions can tell us so much about love and connection. We'll look at patterns, signals, and what to pay attention to beyond just the words. So, let's dive in and discover the hidden language that can deepen our understanding of love. Carl Jung, the legendary Swiss psychologist, believed that love isn't confined to spoken declarations. Instead, he thought it often lives deep in the unconscious mind. It's not always something we say out loud or even consciously realize. Instead, it's quietly revealed through body language, symbols, and instinctive behaviors. For example, the way a man holds you, looks at you, or even breathes beside you during those vulnerable moments can reveal more about his true feelings than any verbal promise ever could. So, how do we know if intimacy is more than just physical attraction? Jung's insights into the unconscious suggest there are certain signs, behaviors that emerge when love runs deeper. These signs point to a connection that's rooted in genuine emotional intimacy, not just surface-level attraction. Understanding these cues helps us see beyond words and surface behaviors, connecting us more deeply to the true nature of love and intimacy. Now, let's explore what really sets these signs apart. These aren't just rehearsed gestures or superficial habits that a man might put on in social settings. No, what we're talking about are involuntary rituals, actions that surface only when a man is truly emotionally bonded at the soul level. These behaviors aren't calculated or forced, they're authentic expressions of deep connection. When love runs deeper than mere attraction, certain behaviors naturally emerge, behaviors that reveal the true state of his heart. This is what I mean by soul-level bonding. It's only when a man is genuinely emotionally connected that these unconscious signs appear. And that's the key. These aren't conscious moves designed to impress or mask feelings. They're involuntary, almost subconscious revelations that let us see the real him, the part of him that's deeply committed. Today, I want to highlight 4 of these unconscious behaviors, rooted in Jungian psychology, that give us insight into a man's love. They show us that his feelings go far beyond lust. These are authentic, involuntary signals of genuine devotion. There is something truly profound about maintaining deep eye contact during moments of intimacy. Unlike words, which can be filtered, rehearsed, or even deceptive, the eyes serve as involuntary windows into our unconscious mind. Jung famously called them gateways to the soul, and I think there's a lot of truth to that. When a man holds your gaze during a vulnerable moment, it's not just about passion, it's about an unspoken confession. He's allowing himself to be truly seen, which takes courage, presence, and trust. This kind of connection goes beyond the physical. It's about a deeper emotional and spiritual understanding. It ties into our overall theme of genuine intimacy, where real connection happens when we're willing to be open and vulnerable. All right, let's delve into the concept of eye contact as it relates to the anima at work and shadow confrontation. When we talk about the anima in Jungian terms, we're referring to the inner feminine side of a man's psyche. This part of him naturally seeks emotional connection and depth, especially during intimate moments. Now, when a man makes genuine eye contact, it's more than just a physical act. It's a powerful, unmasked expression of presence. True eye contact can't really be faked because it comes from the unconscious. It says, "I am here unmasked with you alone," which is a profound moment of vulnerability and authenticity. On the other hand, if a man avoids eye contact during intimacy, it often indicates he's guarding himself emotionally. This avoidance isn't random. It usually signals unresolved shadows, like fears, traumas, or insecurities that he hasn't confronted yet. So even if he still feels desire, he's holding something back, protecting his inner vulnerabilities. In the broader context of our presentation, this contrast between open and guarded eye contact highlights how deeply intertwined our emotional openness is with our shadows. Recognizing these signals can help us understand where someone is on their journey of self-awareness and healing. Now, let's talk about the importance of prioritizing your pleasure over his own. For Jung, intimacy wasn't just about physical satisfaction. It was really about a symbolic merging of opposites, a union of masculine and feminine energies. This highlights that true intimacy is more than just physical, it's a deeper connection. On one side, we have lust, which seeks release. It's focused on individual gratification, getting your needs met without necessarily considering the other person's experience. On the other hand, love seeks communion. It's about sharing an experience, creating a bond, and truly connecting with someone. When a man is emotionally invested, he finds satisfaction not just in his own pleasure, but in your fulfillment. He studies your responses, remembers what delights you, and genuinely finds joy in your joy. So, the key takeaway here is that genuine intimacy involves a focus on mutual pleasure and shared connection, which aligns perfectly with the overall theme of building deeper, more meaningful relationships. Let's explore the concept of selflessness here. What we're talking about is not about performing or putting on a show. Instead, it's an instinctive quality that appears when he perceives you not as a separate entity, but as part of his own sense of wholeness. It's a kind of natural, genuine connection that goes beyond surface-level interactions. When we say beyond the shadow, we're referring to moving past those selfish, unconscious impulses that often drive our behavior without us even realizing it. It's about striving for integration, finding a sense of balance and completeness within himself. In Jungian terms, this is a movement beyond the shadow, the part of us that harbors selfish, unconscious urges, toward a state of integration and balance. And simply put, when he places your experience at the center of his awareness, he's unconsciously communicating that your happiness truly matters to him. It's a beautiful reflection of selflessness, where his well-being is tied to yours, not out of obligation, but out of genuine connection. Now, let's explore what happens after intimacy, because often, this reveals more than the act itself. When the physical connection settles, our ego tends to quiet down. Defenses are lowered, and this creates a space where the unconscious mind can surface more freely. This is when we often see a person's authentic self emerge. For men, in these moments, their true self often slips through. Actions like holding you close, sharing personal stories, or resting their forehead against yours aren't just gestures, they are unconscious revelations. They reflect a sense of safety and trust that might not be spoken aloud, but is deeply felt. On the flip side, some men may withdraw emotionally after sex. They might still feel attraction, but their protective barrier reasserts itself quickly. Their shadow, the part of their psyche that resists vulnerability, comes into play, and they pull back to maintain that sense of safety. So, what we see in these post-intimacy moments can tell us a lot about a man's inner world, his capacity for vulnerability, trust, and emotional openness. It's a vital piece of understanding the full picture of intimacy beyond just the physical act. Let's talk about one of the most mystical signs of love, synchronization. Without even thinking about it, two lovers who are deeply connected often start to mirror each other. You might notice them breathing in the same rhythm, shifting their positions at the same time, or moving together as if they're choreographed by something ancient and unseen. This shared breath, breathing in unison, really symbolizes harmony between them. Then there's the harmonious movement, where their bodies shift and respond simultaneously, almost effortlessly. And this unconscious unity, where movement feels synchronized, shows a deep, primal connection. Jung referred to this phenomenon as participation mystique. It's like a temporary dissolving of boundaries, where two people merge into a shared emotional space. Modern science calls it limbic synchrony, which is about the alignment of nervous systems when two people bond deeply. What's important here is that this mirroring isn't about imitation or copying. It's about communion, an unspoken declaration that we are one. It's love's most primal language, a return to unity, and a clear sign that your connection transcends conscious control. It's as if the body is whispering, we are connected at a very fundamental level. Love, as Jung saw it, is much more than just a feeling. It's like an alchemical process happening beneath the surface. When someone is truly in love, Their unconscious instincts take over, overriding social conditioning. That's when the masks come off, shadows soften, and the soul begins to express itself through behaviors that aren't filtered or guarded. There are 4 key signs that reveal this genuine devotion: eye contact, selfless giving, post-sex affection, and synchronized movement. These are like a silent language of love that can't be faked because they bypass the conscious mind entirely. They're honest indicators of deep connection. And it's important to remember that love doesn't always show up in grand gestures or perfectly crafted words. More often, it whispers through small moments, pauses, breaths, touches, that happen naturally and without thought. Jung's insight reminds us that the body never lies about love. So, if your partner displays these behaviors, it's a sign that you're sharing something much deeper, a profound psychological and spiritual bond. Pay attention to those unspoken rituals of intimacy, because within them lies the true measure of whether what you share is fleeting attraction or a genuine union of souls.